Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Grounded. So in this video, we're going to cover all 6 Ominent Practical Technologies Lab Technician badges that are available in the game. And we're going to run through them from the order of operations, basically, from the labs where you're going to get them, basically through the progression of the game. So we're not going to start with the upper yard. We're going to start with the hedge and then work our way to the upper yard. So the first one you're going to come across, depending on which lab you do first, hedge or the pond. I typically do the hedge. We're going to start with the hedge. So the first one we're going to be getting is the Compliance Badge. So we're going to go ahead and cover it, what it does here. You can see this is going to go to our accessory slot right here where typically our dandelion tufts are. So you can see right there, this is no longer just a place for tufts, it's labeled as accessory. So now you can put these accessories in there. So the Compliance Badge itself, what it's going to do is grant you a plus parry heal, but a negative damage resist. So all of these Ominent badges will give you a boost, but they also have something negative attached to them as well. So for the parry heal, every time you get a perfect block, it's going to heal you, but it's also going to lower your damage if you do get hit. So if you do get hit, you're going to take more damage, but on the caveat, if you get a perfect block, it's going to heal you. So let's go ahead and show you guys where that's at. So we're over here in the hedge base. You can see we're right over here in the northwest corner of the hedge base, southeast corner of the map. So Mysterious Machine is here. Going to come down to here, and it's going to be over by this power outlet over here. Now there are going to be some things you're going to have to look out for over here. Obviously there's a bunch of larvae that roam around this area, and some mites over to the side and stuff like that. So obviously be prepared. But to come over here, each one of these badges is going to be I guess attached to the remains of one of the former Ominent employees. So you'll have to rummage through the skeleton to get it. And you can see this one is right here. So all you have to do is go up to it, you'll hit E, you'll rummage through it, and it's going to give you a note and maybe some other storyline stuff, but more importantly, it's going to give us the badge. So here is your skeleton for the rummage, or the, we got Compliance Badge right here over in the hedge. So right over here next to the deck, right under the power outlet, right under here. So that's our first one. Our next one is going to be over in the pond. So we're going to go get decked out in our swimming gear and then head over there. All right, so here we are over at the pond, and our second badge that we're going to be able to locate is the Toxicology Badge. Now this one's a little bit difficult to get to, but it's kind of part of the story when you're trying to unlock the pond lab itself. So one of the circuit breakers that you have to hit, it's going to be in that location. So we can see right here what this one's going to give us is plus gas resist, plus dust guard. And as far as I know with the recent patch, the plus gas resist is not 100%. It's not immunity. It's like a 90% gas resist. The dust guard, I believe, is the same. And you can see that it's going to decrease our poison resist. So not recommended when you're fighting any kind of spider or any kind of insect that's going to give you poison damage. But it's super useful in the haze lab, in the trash heap, as well as when you're trying to fight the dust mites to get the dust mite fuzz, and up there on the shed deck to get the lint clumps. So we're going to show you guys here. We've got our bubble helmet, we've got fin flops, and again, if you guys don't have this, it's okay. You can use smoothies and stuff to replace that. Make sure you have a weapon, a spear or a dagger that you can take down here that you can use underwater to fight these insects. So we'll go ahead and jump down here. So of course you want to be cognizant, be aware of the threats in the water, the diving bell spiders, water fleas, and stuff like that. We're going to jump right down here and head just like we're going over to the pond lab itself. The odds are, if you've already gone to the pond lab and turned the breakers and everything, maybe you've done that and maybe you missed this, but same rules apply. We're going to go ahead and check these for oxygen. We come right down here by the sunken T-Rex. We're going to flow down this way, and we're going to use these little vent fans down here to go ahead and speed up our progress of getting over here. You can see they push us forward. We have plenty of oxygen. Stamina's fine. So that's one of the breaker panels right there to get access to the pond lab. That's not the one we're looking for though. It's going to be over here near the this broken part of the pond lab right here. You can see that circuit breaker panel right down there. So same thing, we're going to go in here up to the pond lab. Go ahead and regen our oxygen, and then we'll head down there and show you guys how to get it. I know a lot of people have issues with being underwater and everything, worrying about their oxygen. But if you prepare and know where you're going, it's really not that difficult. We got our oxygen back. We're going to head back down out here. Similar to the location of where we had the sunken, the mossy key rather. But we're going to go this way right over here. There's a portion of this lab that we can actually access right here. We're going to go down in here. I'm going to go ahead and put my light on for you guys. Go this way. This vent fan right there is going to push you back if you don't time it correctly. Be careful with that. Right here. The same thing, all you do have to do with these skeletons is just go ahead and rummage through them. You'll get a note, you'll get something that will give you a little bit of backstory on the storyline, but more importantly, it's going to give you the Toxicology Badge. So, alright, there's number 2. Let's go ahead and jump to our third Ominent Badge. One little note before we jump into the third badge is if you already have the Pond Lab access, you more than likely have access to this area right here. This is a good spot to go ahead and regen your oxygen as well, whether you're coming in or going out. So, alright, now let's jump over to the third one. Alright, so the third badge we're looking at here is the Defense Badge. So, in this one, it's going to give us plus damage resist, which means it's going to increase our damage that we're taking, but it's also going to lower the attack that we're doing. So, again, positives and negatives, but let's go ahead and show you guys where this is at. This is what's going to be over at the Haze Lab, so you can see we're right over here with the mysterious machine. We're going to head over to the Haze Lab, so if you're doing this before you've turned the haze off, then obviously make sure you have a gas mask with you or some smoothies, the gastro goo that can negate the gas effect. One of the big things, obviously all the infected creatures are going to be in the haze area when you get down in there, so kind of want to take an indirect route to get there. You're not going straight ahead. You'll fall in these canyons and they get bombarded by infected weevils, infected larvae, infected gnats, infected ladybugs, everything of the sort. So we're gonna go ahead and jump over to the entrance of the Haze Lab and then we'll take it from there. Oh, one other quick note that you guys will need for the Haze Lab is you will need a at least one bomb, one splat burst or brot burst to access the Haze Lab if you've not done it yet. So make sure you're prepared for that to blow up the entrance to the Haze Lab. Alright, so here we are approaching the Haze Lab entrance, and like I said, you're going to need a splat burst or brot burst to get through. This guy shouldn't be here. The gnats shouldn't be here right now, but if they are, be very aware of them, because if they do hit you, they'll knock whatever you're carrying in your hand. So you blow this door up right here. You go ahead and hit the hand scanner right here, enter this. When you go down, obviously, there's going to be some bots, some tasties and stuff. Go down this way, go through this door. There's going to be some infected weevils and stuff like that. This is the area right here. So this whole infected area, we'll go ahead and light it up for you, is going to have infected weevils that are coming to attack you. Now, the easiest way is just to get behind this door right here. The door should close, and you'll maybe be able to get 1 or 2 weevils at a time. Just go ahead and let them come in, let them start doing their blow up thing, and then just run away from it. We're going to come down in this area, and right off to the right over here, you're going to see this poor soul right here. He is going to grant us the Defense Badge right here. So that's badge number 3. Pretty simple to get. The rest of the Haze Lab is up to you. We'll do a guide video later on all the labs, but solely for the purpose of this video, that's how you get the Defense Badge. So let's go ahead and jump onto the 4th badge that we're going to be looking at. Alright everybody, so the 4th badge we're looking at is the Biomedical Badge. So this is going to be a trickle regen. The trickle regen is basically just going to be a heal over time. So as you have this badge equipped, it's just going to heal you over time. The negative effect of this is food conversion. So when you do eat food, it's not going to give you the typical amount of hunger filling that you typically get from eating food. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of hunger or thirst right now, and our health is full, so we can't go through that and check that. But there are multiple ways to get into the sandbox. Obviously, the main one that the story wants you to do is to go through the Black Ant Hill lab, and I'll show you where the exit is to that. Another way is just to build up onto it. You can build these platforms. I don't think you can build on the actual sandbox itself like you can here, like I've done in the past. But you also have the zip line from the picnic table, so if you have access to the picnic table, there is a zip line right up there under the book that you can build. I think it takes 12 web fiber to go from there to the zip line that's connected right over here on top of the sandbox. You can get that. You can get that where go from there that way. It's a lot easier than going through the Black Ant Hill lab. Or if you have the time, go ahead and build up. So the location we're looking at is this footprint right over there. So we're gonna go ahead and get our antlion gear on because it is daytime. So if you're in the sandbox during the daytime, you have to worry about the sizzle. And the sizzle will, over time, it's going to start doing damage after a certain amount of time. Another thing you have to worry about in the sandbox is your thirst is going to be draining a lot quicker. So luckily I have a set of antlion armor right here, which is going to help us dealing with that sizzle protection. Another thing you can get is the fresh defense mutation from eating a few of the ice cap mints. I think it takes 3, 5, and 10, somewhere around there. You can max it out and get max sizzle protection, which will definitely help you out in getting through the sandbox in this time. You'll see the sizzling effect show up on our screen here. But more importantly, to get this particular item, you need to have the black ant shovel. You need a tier 2 shovel. We're gonna go ahead and deal with our friends here, and then we'll show you exactly where we're at here. Alright, so we've taken care of all the ant lions around this area. Be very aware of the ant lions around this area. They can do a lot of damage. Weak to salty. So if you have some salty weapons, it would definitely help you. And you can see right here, you can still hit them while they're underground trying to do their attack. Obviously, I'm a little overpowered for them, but anyway, here's the skeleton. You can see on the map right here our location. Again, in the northeast corner of the map. Here's your skeleton. You're going to go ahead and rummage through him, and then that's going to grant you the Biomedical Badge right here, number 4. So like I said, pretty easy to get to. This one's kind of out in the open. If you take the zip line down, you can basically probably get over here without having to deal with any ant lions. Maybe one up here. Come down here, and even if you don't have ant lion armor or anything to fight the ant lions, you can come down here, snatch this, and then get back up on the sandbox right over here without taking too much damage. You may need a smoothie or a fresh defense or something just to combat the sizzle, but this one's pretty fairly easy to get. So, all right, let's jump over to number 5. All right, so the next badge we're looking for is the Entomologist Badge. Now, this one grants you plus attack, so it's going to increase your overall attack, whether it be from weapons, tools, bow and arrow, whatever you're attacking with, it's going to increase your overall attack. But you cannot perfect block with this. So if you have this equipped, you can still block, but you'll never get any credit for the perfect block. So if you're using something that's going to grant you extra bonuses from getting perfect blocks, this will negate that because you will not be able to perfect block. So as you can see, we're going to bring up the map here. We are over in the upper yard, just right over by the barbecue spill, just west of the upper yard ascent. So to get up here, initially, you'll have to blow up a wall right here to get access up to it. So again, a brat burst or a splat burst, something like that, gives you access. You get up here, come over to the left, and we are currently sitting in the hot springs. And our location is going to be right over here, just to the left. Just to the left of the actual barbecue being spilled. So this is the easiest way to get over here. I recommend still having antlion armor and fresh defense on to negate the sizzle effect over here, because once you get over here, you can see it's right here. You go around this way, you shouldn't have to deal with it too much, but when you get close, you will have to deal with it. So again, here's our skeleton. We'll go ahead and rummage through this Ominent employee's pockets, get the Entomologist Badge, and then move on from there. Alright, so now it's time for our final badge, and we have to go to the upper yard for that one. So we'll see you guys up there. Alright, so our final badge is going to be the Intern Badge. Now, if you're a builder, if you love building, you're going to want this Intern Badge. What it's going to do is increase your hauling strength, which increases the amount of planks you can carry by 10. And the caveat to it, the negative is that it decreases your movement speed. So for long-term players, you know that we weren't able to run when holding planks, so it's not that big of a deal. It kind of takes you back to the early access days of not being able to run when you're carrying things. But it's also going to increase your hauling strength by 10 planks. So we're going to head over here. This is our first foray into the upper yard. So if you don't have a way built up here, you're going to have to come up through the grill spill area to get up here. So where it's going to be is over in this area. There's a cave where, near a jar where you're going to get a ton of milk molders. So we're going to go ahead and make our way over there, and then we'll show you on the map exactly where we are. So you can see where we're starting right here, just beneath the upper yard right here. So this is where we're going, and then we'll go ahead and meet up with you guys when we get to there, get to the spot, and then show you the location on the map so you know where we're at. Alright everybody, so our final badge here is going to be, like I said, the Intern Badge here for the increased hauling strength and lowered movement speed. This one's kind of difficult because it is the upper yard, and if you've seen my previous videos, the upper yard can be freaking dangerous. We'll show you where we are in comparison to where we started from. So our base is over here. Follow this stone wall all the way down to where we are right here, kind of northwest of the pagoda. And you can see we have the Christie doll car and then a field station right in there. So basically where these 2 points meet is where this cap is going to be that takes us into the cave to get the badge. You can see we're just running a little bit north right here. You'll see the cap right here. And this is a really good cave to go into because not only are you going to get this badge, we're going to throw our light on here. it leads you to the empty milk molar jar that grants you 5 milk molars. So we're gonna head down in here. Pretty simple. The only thing to this one is there is an area where you have to cut some roots, and you'll need a tier 3 dagger. The tier 3 dagger being the Widowfang dagger. You can't do it with the tier 2. It has to be a tier 3 dagger to cut the stuff up here. So you're gonna need that Widow dagger right here. We come down here, and you're gonna find, lo and behold, here's our Ominent Practical Technologies employee. Rummage through him, get the Intern Badge. You cannot use this lean-to to sleep. And then as you progress through the cave, it's going to bring you out to this milk molar jar right here, where there are 5 milk molars sitting in here for you to collect. So super useful area. And that wraps up this video for all 6 of the Ominent Practical Technologies lab badges. Again, they all have really good uses, really good bonuses, if you can find out which situation to use them in when it comes to dealing with those the negative effects. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. We will catch you guys in the next one. Stay original, my friends. Later. Hey, thanks again for watching, everybody. If you like that video, go ahead and check out one of these videos right here. Thanks. Bye.